Hey there, this is Lepsy, back again, this time with my January manga pickups. I ordered a ton of manga for January, and I placed basically two separate orders for all the manga that I'm getting, so I figured instead of making one massive video, I would just break it up into the two videos for when each order arrived. That way it wouldn't be like way too long and nobody would want to watch it. So the first order I placed was a Right Stuff order, and I mostly placed it because they had something that I've wanted for a while that's been out of print and I've had a hard time finding it. As you might know if you've watched my manga collection videos, I've been collecting the old out-of-print versions of Fruits Basket because a friend of mine was nice enough to give me 7 volumes for free. So they just so happened to have pretty much all of the volumes I needed to complete my collection. So I got volume 19, 21, 22, and 23. So now I just need volume 18, which for some reason is super hard to find. But I was so excited to find these for a really good price and in brand new condition. So super happy to find those. But I'm pretty cheap. I hate paying shipping if I don't have to. So I figured I might as well just order a lot more manga until shipping became free, because they had a huge sale on and I got a whole bunch of manga for that price. So yeah, next thing I got was A Certain Magical Index, volume 5, 6, and 7, which catches me up to what they have out so far. I think there's another volume coming out in the end of this month, so I'll probably be picking up volume 8 soon. But I really enjoyed volume 6 actually. This guy is made out to be a bad guy in volumes 3 and 4, but in this one it's kind of part of his backstory and a little bit of a side story with him. And you kind of get to see him redeem himself, and you learn a lot more about him, and he's starting to shape up to be one of my favorite characters. I kind of like the whole albino look with the white hair and the red eyes. It makes him look kind of badass, so he's pretty cool. So the next thing I got is A Certain Scientific Railgun, volumes 2 and 3. I already had volume 1, and this series is actually related to the Index one. A lot of the characters in this are in the Index series as well. I remember reading volume 1 and enjoying it, but I haven't read these two yet, and I think I will have to reread volume 1 when I do. But I just figured since I needed to buy a whole bunch of books to get free shipping, and I already started this series, I may as well continue it. Since I did like the first volume and I like the Index series, so I mean, it seems safe to assume I'll like this one too. Next up, I picked up a series that I've been looking at for a while. I'm a girly girl and I love me some romance, so this one seemed really interesting. It's The Ancient Magus Bride, and I read volume 1 already and loved it. The author has a really great sense of humor that really appeals to me, and the story itself is also really interesting. So I got volume 1 and I've read that, and then I also got volume 2, volume 3, and the art in these stories is really awesome as well. Volume 4, and volume 5. So I'm really excited to read the rest of this series. I think I'm going to love it. And then next up, I volume 10 of Tokyo Ghoul. And I realized while reading this, I actually have forgotten most of the bad guys in the series. So I think I actually need to reread this series, which is awful because I love it so much. I feel bad for actually forgetting something that happens in it. But they don't come out with these all that often, so I think that's part of the problem, is that, you know, we're not getting monthly releases, so it's taking forever to actually read the volumes. So yeah, I can't really say much about this volume yet, because I think I need to reread the series. But I love me some Tokyo Ghoul. I know when I finally get around to reading this, it'll be amazing. Next up, this was on a really good deal, and I've heard a ton of people talk about it. So I got Planets Omnibus 1 and 2. I haven't read this yet, so I am excited to read it. Like I said, I've heard a lot of people say only good things about it, so I think it will be interesting to read. And then next, I started another girly romance series. This is one that I've been looking at for a while again, and I've watched a couple episodes of the anime on YouTube, and I really enjoyed it, so I figured that it was probably safe to pick up the manga as well, because I would like it too. And I do. I've read this already. And it's called Kamisama Kiss. So volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, four, volume 5. I'll just move those over. Volume 6. Volume 7. Volume 8. Nine. And finally, volume 10. And I've really liked this series so far. I think there's something like 22 books out. And I probably will pick up the rest of them. I'm really excited to see where this story is going. It's about this girl called Nanami, and she inherits a god's powers and a shrine, and she becomes basically like the deity of that shrine. And this is kind of her familiar. His name is Tomoe, and he was a fox demon. So it's basically about her story where she's learning to become a god, and he's kind of a jerk to her, but eventually like she falls in love with him, and that's what makes it a romance series, obviously. But it's basically a story about their romance and her becoming a god, and yeah, it's really cute, really funny. I like it a lot. And I also really like the spines on this. I don't know if you can see, but they're alternating, like the title's alternating colors, and so are the numbers, and it just looks really pretty on my shelf. Okay. And then finally, this isn't from the Right Stuff order. Chapters, which is like the Canadian Barnes & Noble, had a sale on hardcovers. They were 30% off in store. So I was really looking to get into either Vinland Saga, which I've heard so many people talk about, and I've been really interested in buying it. It's just that for some reason I've never gotten around to it. Or those Gundam hardcovers. Those look so beautiful, and Gundam is a kind of a story from my childhood that I remember. I never watched all that much of it, but just the nostalgia, I guess, has me interested in watching or reading more of it. But I couldn't find either of those in store. So the one thing I did find that was a great steal, and I'm so excited that I did find it, is, I don't even know if this is going to fit on the screen, the Nausicaa box set. And this thing is humongous and beautiful. So yeah, I got it for 30% off, and I am so excited. I started to read, let's see here, book 1. I think I'm about like a little over halfway through. That's how much I have left, and it's really good. I've watched all of the Studio Ghibli movies, or most of them, like Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, Howl's Moving Castle, Castle in the Sky. I love them all. They're amazing. So when I found out that there was a manga done by Miyazaki of Nausicaa, I've wanted this for so long. As soon as I heard that, I was like, I need this. So yeah, the storyline is quite different so far from the movie, which you kind of expect because it's so much bigger, but it's still amazing. And he's got some beautiful art in here. Like the color pages at the start of each volume are bomb. And I think there's actually a poster that comes with this that is similar to that one I just showed. And I think I actually want to frame it and put it on my wall because it's so pretty. Like, I've gotten posters with my Naruto box sets, but I've never really been all that interested in framing them. But this one is beautiful, so I think I'd probably want to do that. Yeah, so anyway, this is awesome. I was so excited to get it. I guess I'll show you book 2 too. Ugh, I haven't even started this one, but there's volume 2. So yeah, I'm partway through. I'm so excited to read the rest of it. Oh look, this one even has some descriptions of like the forest and stuff. That's cool. Yeah. Anyway, that's everything I got for the first part of my haul. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this, and you know, feel free to leave a comment down below. I hope you guys all had a great new year, and I'll see you in my next haul video. Thanks!